Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of the EcoStruxure Automation Expert training. I'm your host, Leandro Mada, and in this video what we're going to see is how we can work with adapters in our solution. So let's go to the presentation. Okay, so just put this. So basically the adapters are a very good feature that we have in the software that allows us to reduce the visualization of our code. So this adapter, let's imagine that we have function blocks in our code, and each function block has different kind of variables. We have the events on the top, and in the bottom we have the data. So we have events and data on the function block. Now, if you have too many inputs and outputs in there, in one function block, and you want to reuse it, okay, in another one, and another one, you have now 5 of this one, and each of these function blocks have 10 inputs and 10 outputs, and you need to wire everything together. Probably it's a little bit confusing. Okay, try to follow where everything goes. So the idea of using adapters can help us to reduce that amount of information going around. Okay, just using one cable. By cable I mean like we are using wiring, so we have just one cable that compress the data and events, and we can connect between different function blocks, cut or composites. Composite and cut, we're gonna see it later. So that's basically the idea. When we create an adapter, okay, we have two different views, one for socket and one for plug. So in this case I have this adapter, okay, created. You can see on the socket part is the same as this one, but in the plug is the other way around. Okay, it's like in the invert part. Okay, it's like a socket when you have a cable with a plug. That's the idea. So here, let me just click on the slide. So the idea here, okay, you can see here I have a function block, okay, cat, and in this cat there is configured an input for socket and an output for a plug, and the structure, if you want to say in a way, okay, this adapter has this information for socket and plug. So imagine that you want to link this one to another one. So I have created basic one and basic one, but function block one the instance and function block two the instance. Here you can see that the connection between the plug and socket has a different color. So we're gonna see later that depending on the variable type that we are using, it has a different color, so we can identify what is the information that we're going to send to one side to the other, if it's data or if it's an event. In the top part, as you can see, it has this event, okay, and the event has the color blue. For the data, it has the color gray, and if we are using the adapters, it has the color orange. Okay, wait a little bit of gray over there. So if we are with the solution, we should be able to move the mouse over the plug or the socket, and we should be able to see the structure. Okay, and if you take a look over here, if I put the mouse in there, you should be able to see this structure, okay, which is the one that is configured for this part, okay, but all together. So that's basically the idea. And you can see the output plug is connected to the input socket of the other instance. Okay, so now the idea is to import from the already solution for the sorting line. It's similar to the basic, the import. So if we go back here, I already imported, my bad, I'm going to remove it. So we just need to go to adapter, right click, import, and select the adapter that we have provided. Then we should be able to see what is inside here, and I have this variable, this adapter, And inside the adapter, if we double click over here, we should be able to see the variables. In this case, it's an interface to communicate the conveyor status, the compressor status of our sorting line, and also the status of the valves. Okay, so here you can see that this is the adapter that I have, and here you should be able to see that I have different information, different events, and different information, the data information. And below this, you should be able to see the socket and the plug. So you can see the information is going to be transmitted from one side to the other. Okay, so basically that's the idea. And we're going to cover that later, but I want to show you on the final application how this can be used. So later we're going to see that we have this some CAD application for the conveyor and valves. So if we go to the valve configuration of the interface, we should be able to see this, and it has a plug, okay, and socket. No, the socket and the plug. Okay, so you can see that the valve, it just have three different parts of the inputs. Okay, there is no event because the event information is going to be over the adapter. Okay, the socket. So if we take a look now what is inside this code, we should be able to see these two adapters, which is the same because I have the socket and I have the plug. And if we take a look on the socket and the adapter, adapter information, here you can see how it looks like. Okay, so I have the socket and I have the plug, and here inside the function block operation of this CAD that we're going to see later, I have those function blocks. Okay, and it's sharing information between them. So ideally later, if we have too many valves, instead of connecting all this amount of cables that we are going to see here, we just connect like this using the adapter. It's just one cable. It's going to be much easier for everyone to follow. Okay, and if we go over here, where is it? Here we should be able to see what is the adapter looks like. We can see the complete information in there. Okay, which is good. Okay, so in order to create an adapter, the idea on this one, this part of the training is to show you what it means, the adapter, but I'm not going to explain details. That will be for another kind of training. So right click here, new item, adapter. So here in the adapter, you should be able to see this view. Okay, but one thing that you can do probably is to add data. For example, if you want to add too many variables and just one cable, that you can do same as this one. Okay, so you just share one piece of cable. Okay, so basically that is the idea of this one. And let me see if there's something else missing. Okay, we already done this part, and we already explained you a little bit what this interface does, but at the moment for you it's not mandatory to get into details for the adapters. It's good for you to know that we have something, so in case you want to reduce the code, you need to start looking for the adapters. And if you take a look on the help, on the getting started, there is an example on how to use them. So they, in this part of the valves, they have used like this adapter over here. They basically inside this function block, this cut or composite, they have two inputs. Okay, one for the confirmation and one for the process value, and they just merge everything in one single cable for the to use in another block. In the getting started is more explanation about it, but it's the same. Okay, so instead of sharing too many cables, just use one. And if you want, you can put this in another function block or cut, but that is gonna be a little bit different. So this is it for the adapters in our sorting line. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I see you on the next one.